Hey guys, I got another Angry Joe update for you. Just to let you know what I've been doing. I know there hasn't been a whole lot of games that release, in the December, early January timeframe. That's why there hasn't been too many reviews. The biggest one being Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that one is coming. That's the one that I'm working on right now. It's just such a massive game. That it's taken me a long time, and I want to get to pretty much every area so that I can be knowledgeable about it and not give you a half-ass review. But I've had plenty of time with the beta, gotten to about level 24, 25 with my main character right now, and I got several different alternate characters as well, so I'm getting, I've actually played all 8 characters, so I'm getting a good sampling of what the game has to offer to give you guys a review. So that review will probably release as soon as I get back from Sweden, which is here this week, and I'll be back next week. And I'm actually going to Sweden for the Paradox Gaming Convention 2012. If you guys know Paradox, they are a hardcore strategy gaming company, so I'm really excited to go out there and check out what new strategy games are coming. I'm huge on strategy games. So we got that, which with a bunch of previews and interviews coming up. And of course the Star Wars review as soon as I can get back from that and record and edit it for you. But the purpose of this video is I wanted to give you guys a SOPA update. Now I know you guys by now are probably sick and tired of hearing about SOPA, but this is important and I have really good news. So check this out. Basically, our voices have gotten so loud, the opposition has gotten so loud that even Congress, who is, predominantly influenced and controlled by, lobbyists and corporations who have a death grip on them, cannot ignore the opposition that we've brought towards this. And it's gotten so loud that they're starting to do some backpedaling. Major key SOPA supporters over these past few weeks are backpedaling. Here's some examples. 6 GOP senators who unanimously approved the PIPA legislation have written a letter asking to postpone a vote so they can have more time to study the legislation, as if they didn't study it the first time around when they voted on it, almost revealing that they themselves had no idea what was in it and were just approving it because they were told to. But their statement: "We strongly believe the theft of American intellectual property is a significant problem that must be addressed," and that is right. But since the Judiciary Committee last considered the legislation, we have increasingly heard from a large number of constituents and other stakeholders with vocal concerns about possible unintended consequences of the proposed legislation, including breaches in cybersecurity, damaging the integrity of the internet, costly and burdensome litigation, and dilution of First Amendment rights. Thank you very much. It's what we've been saying the entire time, not put quite so well as that, so I'm glad that people who are much better with words than me knock some sense into these people. Also, Representative Paul Ryan, Republican out of Wisconsin, who's been in the news recently, pulled his support from SOPA after the freedom fighters over at Reddit did this a campaign against him and raised over $15,000 in less than 48 hours for his opposition, who is an anti-SOPA supporter. Guess what he did? He completely reversed his position and pulled his support for SOPA. Well, good for you, Mr. Ryan, finally seeing sense. And finally, one of the best pieces of news, the SOPA sponsor himself, Lamar Smith, Republican from my great state of Texas, announced that he would be pulling the DNS blocking provisions from his own bill. DNS gone. Hell yeah. And he says, after consultation with industry groups across America, what about the people? Okay, finally, Google and all them had some weight and they helped us out. I feel we should remove the domain name system blocking from the Stop Online Piracy Act so the committee can further examine the issues surrounding this provision. Well, there it is. Bam! Bam! Down goes DNS blocking, which was one of the most damaging and harmful provisions of the bill. Basically, something that would turn our internet something closer to China and Iran. That's gone now. Hell yeah, massive win there. But finally, the biggest nail in the coffin, but hopefully not the last, the White House itself, Obama, has come out and said it will not support SOPA and PIPA. It will not. Their statement reads, while we believe the online piracy by foreign websites is a serious problem that requires a serious legislative response, we will not support legislation that reduces freedom of expression, increases cybersecurity risk, or undermines dynamic, innovative global interest. Funny that doesn't seem to apply to the military detention bill that you signed into law, that NDAA bill for U.S. citizens to be detained indefinitely by military. Whatever. Anyway, at least you see how much the public opposes SOPA and PIPA, and you're acting at least on this. But you need to act on that other bullshit bill that passed. But basically for us, that means a huge win, and that's because of you guys vocalizing your support on the internet to the congressmen themselves, rallying in all of our causes in these websites that are campaigning against SOPA, letting the companies who support SOPA know that you're not standing for that shit. Companies like Capcom within our gaming industry who support SOPA, stuff like that. So I'm really glad that we're having some wins. So what this means is ultimately they are going to do some sort of new anti-piracy bill because the companies do have a lot of power and they want something new in addition to the Digital Millennium Act that we already have. But we are not going to let it be something like this. Something as damaging as SOPA, something as dangerous as SOPA, where they can basically go down and take down any website they don't like. So huge win for us. Very awesome update, and I'm very happy to see that everything that we've been working for has worked out. But the work's not over. It's not over. So we'll keep a very close eye on what's going on with the SOPA and PIPA and what they transform into. There's another one that's a lot better called Open, but it still has its own issues. Anyway, so that's the Angry Joe update. Working on the Star Wars, The Old Republic review. That'll be out when I get back from Sweden. I'll shoot it, add effects, do all that, and put it up. And then I'll have some interviews for you and some previews on some upcoming strategy games. And then by then, some of the games that we've been waiting for come out at the end of January, and a whole shitload of games in February. So the reviews are going to come back in force around that time. So I'll see you guys then on the next Angry Joe Show.